So we give praise, esteem, and honor to the Most High Yah by way of Yahushua HaMashiach this day. John chapter 5 and verse 39. Yes, it's okay, Elizabeth. But I thank you. You're such a thoughtful child. Sorry, where you think you're going?
I'm going to her mommy.
Search the scriptures, for in them you think you have eternal life, and they are they which testify of me, and you will not come to me that you might have life. I receive not honor from men, but I know you, that you have not the love of Elohim in you. I come in my Abba's name, and you receive me not. If another shall come in his own name, him you will receive. How can you believe which receive honor one of another, and seek not the honor that comes from Elohim only? Do not think that I will accuse you to Abba. There is one that accuse you, even Moses, in whom ye trust. For had you believed Moses, you would have believed me, for he wrote of me. But if you believe not his writings, how shall you believe my words? Children, do you know God's name? Who knows God's name? What is his name, Leah? Huh? No, his name is not Gargamel. Do you know his name, Muffin? Your father? I will accept that. Can you say Yahuwah? Can you say, what is his name? What's God's name, sire? Very well. Do you know his son's name? Can you say Yahusha? Very good, children. Can you say that, sire? What is it? What's his son's name, sire? Can you children say hallelujah?
Hallelujah.
Very good, children.
Mark.
Very good, children.
You know how to sing it.
Yes. Let's go to Esther chapter 9, verse 17.
Put your legs down.
Now, children, it is time to be quiet. Esther chapter 9, make it verse 15. Come on. Esther 9 and 15. Well, actually, we'll pick it up about verse 11. Well, let me ask this question. Is anybody in this room not familiar with Purim? I would hope that answer is everyone is familiar. Everyone in here should be. Alrighty then. He said, on that day, the number of those that were slain in Shushan the palace was brought before the Malik. The Malik son unto Esther the queen. The Yahudim have slain and destroyed 500 men in Shushan the palace, 10 sons of Haman. What have they done in the rest of the Malik's provinces? Now what is thy petition? And it shall be granted thee. Or what is thy request further, and it shall be done? Then said Esther, if it please the Malik, let it be granted to the Yahudim which are in Shushan to do tomorrow, and also according unto this day's decree, and let Haman's 10 sons be hanged upon the gallows. The Malik commanded it to be done, and a decree was given at Shushan, and they hanged Haman's 10 sons. For the Yahudim that were gathered in Shushan gathered themselves together on the 14th day also of the month of Adar, and slew 300 men at Shushan, but on the prey they laid not their hand. But the other Maliks that were in the Malik's province gathered themselves together and stood for their lives, and had rest from their enemies, and slew of their foes 70 and 5,000, but they laid not their hands on the prey. And on the 13th day of the month of Adar, and on the 14th day of the same, rested they, and they made a day of feasting and gladness. So what we're looking at is you see a certain set of people, they celebrated it a little day earlier. No, that didn't mean raise your hands. And then you're going to see some of them set a different day, and then they came to a determination and put it all on the same day. But the Yahudim that were at Shushan assembled together on the 13th day thereof, and on the 14th thereof, and on the 15th day of the same they rested, and made it a day of feasting and gladness. Therefore the Yahudim of the villages that dwelt in... Don't you start it? No water. You're going to get this living water, you're going to like it. Therefore the Yahudim of the villages that dwell in the unwalled towns made the 14th day of the month Adar a day of gladness and feasting, and a good day of sending portions one to another. And Mordecai wrote these things and sent letters unto all the Yahudim that were in the province of King Xerxes, both nigh and far, to establish among them that they should keep the 14th day of the month of Adar and the 15th day of the same yearly, as the days wherein the Yahudim rested from their enemies, and the month which was turned from them sorrow to joy, and from mourning into a good day, that they should make them days of feasting and joy, and of sending portions of one to another and gifts to the poor. This last verse that I just mentioned, sending gifts to the poor. What does anybody think about when they hear about gifts to the poor? Mm-hmm. He said, blessed are the poor, blessed are me. What the word for poor is going to be somebody who actually needs deliverance. That's what that Hebrew word for poor means in that verse. Does anybody happen to know besides Shayla, Alicia, and Deidre what the Hebrew word for gift would be? I know nobody would know that off the top of their head. I just felt like saying that. You can draw the characters if you wish, sir. Put it on the table. The word for gift is yeah, because my artistic talents are atrocious. The Hebrew word for gift is matanah. Does anybody have any idea what characters that you would have for matanah? Anyone want to take a try? Don't everybody answer at once now. Just because I can't see you don't mean I don't know you're in the room. Leah's sitting over there like she's a full-grown woman.
Darius said mem.
I heard. And that is correct, sir. I thank you, though. What you got out besides that? Ain't no yard in there, baby boy. This is matanah. Matanah. No, don't shoot a shot. Take baby boy.
You look like a nigga that's gonna say baby boy.
Just might.
Keanu, you got a dry erase marker?
Matanah. Think about it. If you got the mem, and now you got atanah. So what you have left? There's 4 characters in this word. Noon is one. That is correct, sir.
You want us to what?
You already know the word, man.
No, what do you want us to?
Oh, dry erase.
Dry erase marker. If you're looking at the matanah at the end, if you got the noon coming in, you got the what would you think you'd have at the back end of that, sir? Anyone, Lee? Lee, you can participate. The word is matanah. The Hebrew word for gift is matanah.
What letters did you say?
Mem has been used. A noon has been used. Yes.
There's 2 letters missing.
Go use the bathroom.
Let me see it.
One of them should have been very apparent. If you got a matanah or 2 T's in it, what character should you use? Go throw it in the trash can. That doesn't mean you go with a sigh as a means to get you some water.
Come sit down, sorry.
She already escaped. So what we're missing here is you're missing the towel and you're missing the hay. That's what we're missing here. You go ahead and draw it for them.
It's drawn, but marker is not there.
Oh, they can't see it. Oh, yeah. Mm-hmm.
It's a dry erase marker.
Oh,
Yeah, you say you don't have a dry erase marker?
Dang, that junk drew. That junk wrote well. In the beginning, I guess he said school, he was done. When you hear gifts to the poor, what do you think about? Also, before we even get to gifts to the poor, number 1, it says that this feast is established. Because if you heard, you had a group of people kept the feast on the 13th day and the 14th day. Then you had people who kept it on the 13th, 14th, and 15th. Mordecai established it to be kept on the 14th and the 15th. What would you think about when you hear that? That's an M, baby. It does look like a W from where you're standing. That is an S. Nobody's got anything for it. If it says that if he established this feast to be on the 14th day and the 15th day, why would that be significant? Aubrielle, sit down. Leah, sit down. So y'all have two options. You can sit in here and be quiet, or you can go get in the bed. That's the only option you got. Why is the 14th day and the 15th day important, period? Tabernacles ain't on the 14th day. Yeah, but this feast is on the 14th and the 15th day. Of all the days to isolate? Why he ain't make it the 13th and the 14th? Why they ain't make it the 13th, 14th, and 15th? What day is Passover on?
The Feast of Unleavened Bread, 14th, 15th. The Passover, the first day of the feast.
Passover's on the 14th. Unleavened bread is on the 15th. Now, when you think about that, look at what's going on with this feast. What just happened with this feast and with Mordecai? What was occurring that made them establish this feast? They were delivered from their enemies, correct? When you were delivered on Passover, that was the same token. You were delivered from your enemies, correct? Now let's look at what he's talking about right here in Esther. Right, he says, "No, Abigail, not today, ma'am. No, you know what time it is. You have to find you another place to roam." Now, when he sit back and he look at it, right, sorrow to joy and mourning into a good day. What would you ponder upon when you hear that? Sorrow into mourning and joy into a good day. Anyone? No one? Psalms 30 and 3. Children, do y'all know what it means to be quiet? Because you told God that you were going to be quiet. So every time you talk, you lying to him. Shoot, they did. Huh? And that's an example of don't pull what your forefathers did and said everything you said to do, we will do it. And then you don't have it in your heart to do it. Little children. Psalms 30 and 3. Say, O Yahuwah, thou hast brought up my soul from the grave. Thou hast kept me alive, that I should not go down into the pit. Sing unto Yahuwah, O ye Kadeshim, of his. Let's see what word they got for saints there. Lizzie, stop. And that is my first and last time telling you that.
Come inside.
Now that's got the same word here for saints. It's Kasid. So who remembers what those characters for Kasid were? Joel did. You should have wrote them down. Who remember what those characters for Kasid was? There were 4 of them. The first one was Ka. That is correct. What would be the next one? Yeah, Yod and Daleth is 2 of them. That's pretty apparent, but we missing one, ain't it?
No.
Which one are we missing, children? Children!
No.
Sit up. We got the Kot, we got the Yod and Daleth, but we missing one.
It's Kasid.
Kasid, C-H-A-C-I-Y-D. Kasid. It's a difficult one. I'm going to let you know it's the Samak. That's what we're missing. It's not one that's regularly used. Anybody remember what we said back? So when we look at the Kasid, you know this is the separation that supports the word. It causes you to allow you to enter into the door. Stop. Now, Elizabeth, don't make me pop you upside your head. So think about that, right? He told all of his Kasid to give thanks at the remembrance of his Kadeshness. Do y'all remember the word for remembrance? Because we done went over that as well. Stop, Abigail. Let's see what we got. It's Zakur. Who remembers what those 3 characters were for that? Anybody? Go ahead, Will. They don't. I hear you. I can't hear you. Do you guys speak? I hear you a little bit. Zion in the coop. And what was the last one? Huh? Yeah, that's what it is. The car. Yeah, she's doing that. And the Rosh. So when you look at the remembrance, remember the Kassid is that they get support because they've done the work that allows them to enter into the house, enter into the door. So if this occur, what are you looking at? What is Zion, right? What does that mean? What does that character mean? The cut and the Kaf? No, that's cut. The open palm, and then the Rosh is what? The head. So if you're being supported because you did the work, he told you to remember his Kadeshness, then what are you going to be remembering? You're going to be remembering your head that got cut in his hand. You're going to remember the sacrifice of your head. Look at verse 5 though. The reason why that's important, because you need to look at verse 3 in Psalms 30 and 3 when he say, you brought up my soul from the grave and kept me alive. He say, for his anger endure but for a moment, and in his favor is life. Weeping may endure for a night, but joy come in the morning. Ain't that's what we just looked at in Esther? We just looked at that in Esther, where he said their mourning turned into joy. So why is that important? Most black people love to use that terminology, right? Weeping may endure for a night, but joy come in the morning. Why is that important? According to this word, not according to our own opinions and thought process. Why is it weeping endures for a night, joy, his anger endure but for a moment. Weeping may endure for a night, but joy come in the morning. Also considering that he said that his soul was brought up from the grave, they're celebrating in Esther for Purim because they had sadness because this man was going to kill all of these people. And all of a sudden they were now delivered. Why is this important? Well, let's look and see why it's important. Go ahead. Alright, let's look at Luke chapter 24. Stop playing. I saw it. I don't need the commentary. Luke chapter 24 and verse 15. Make it verse 13. Remember, right, if you a Kassid, he's telling you to Zakur or to remember his Kadeshness. You should remember the Hebrew word for Kadesh. When we spell it out, it tells you about the things that you're going to put behind you.
Come sit down.
13. See, so if you're doing the work that allows you to support you to get into the door, then you're going to remember the sacrifice of your head because you put all the things that were going on before you behind you. Stop playing with her. And behold, two of them went that same day to a village called Emmaus, which was from Jerusalem about 80 furlongs. And they talked together of all the things which had happened. And it came to pass that while they communed together and reasoned, Yahushua himself drew near and went with them. But their eyes were holden and they should not know him. And he said unto them, what manner of communications are these that you have one to another as ye walk and are sad? Let me ask y'all a question. How many of y'all are familiar with the book of Esther and have read it? Who in here, let me phrase it. Who in here has not read the book of Esther? Anybody else besides Leisha not read the book of Esther? Anybody besides Johnny and Leisha in here have not read the book of Esther? Do y'all know? Well, let me ask y'all a question. Were the children of Yasharal sad in the book of Esther? And if they were sad, why were they sad?
They were sad because they was in captivity.
No, that's not correct. Not according to what's written in the book of Esther. I guess it would behoove everyone to read the book of Esther. Were they sad? Were they sad?
Yeah, I thought they were sad when they put the decree out.
That's why they were sad. What was the decree?
that they was gonna kill the Yahudim.
That they were going to kill the Yahudim.
All of them in the land, not for their custom.
Could I ask you a question? Were they weeping about that? Very much so. Do you not see? That's why this is important. See, I'm just not going through the whole story because we done did it many a year. Haman made a decree. He made a decree that everybody of the children of Yasharal should be killed because we don't do what we didn't keep their laws and their custom and their statutes. Stop playing with that hat. You stop playing with that slide.
Sit over in the corner. You close your mouth.
Everybody sit still and leave Abigail alone. Because all of y'all got enough sense to know better. Except for her. Oh, he know what he doing. He know what he doing. Nah, he knows he's big. Nah, he's not big. He might be big in stature. He's also big in brain. Because he knows full well what he's doing. Full well. Yes, sir. What may I do for you? I didn't think so. So, yeah, I think that's about the 4th chapter of Esther when that decree was made that all... What, Lizzie? Well, don't play. So he made that decree that all of us should be killed. Once that decree was known, all the children of Yasharal were very sad. They wept greatly, and they fasted and prayed continuously that Yah might deliver them. So that's why it's important, and why they said their mourning was turned into joy. Because these people thought they were going to die. So therefore they needed deliverance. Verse 16 of Luke 24, he said, but their eyes were holden that they should not know him. And he said unto them, what manner of communications are these that you have one to another as ye walk and are sad? And one of them, whose name was Cleopas, answering said unto him, art thou only a stranger in Jerusalem, and hast not known the things which are come to pass in these days? And he said unto them, what things? And they said unto him concerning Yahushua of Nazareth, which was a prophet, mighty in deed and word before Elohim and all the people. And how the chief priests and all rulers delivered him to be condemned to death and have crucified him. But we trusted that it had been he which would have redeemed Yasharal. And besides all this, today is the 3rd day since these things have happened. Let me ask y'all a question. Did Yahushua die? Did he rise from the dead?
Yeah.
So according to Psalms 30, do you see how that fits? Did it not mention about him dying? That he delivered his soul from the grave? So why do you think that Psalms 30 tells you that weeping may endure for a night, but joy come in the morning? Abigail. No. Go. 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 Go.
Abigail. Abby, come on.
Go. Get up and go. You know how to get up. Let her alone. She alright. Nobody has time for your shenanigans. No, nobody got time for that. So why do you think he say that weeping endures for a night, but joy come in the morning?
They killed him and he woke again.
Because it just showed you that. What did Yahushua just ask him in this 24th chapter of Luke? What did he just ask him? Why are you sad? Because they were walking around weeping. When he rose from the dead, what time of day was it? It was early in the morning. So that weeping that they had, it endured for a night. But what happened to them? The joy come in the morning. Now we're going to fast forward a little further on down the line. And let's look and see what's going on. Let's come over here to Revelation 12 real quick. That's Abigail? Yeah, that's Abigail. Revelation chapter 12 and about verse 14. It said, and to the woman were given 2 wings of a great eagle, that she might fly into the wilderness unto her place. And when she is nourished for a time and times and a half a time from the face of the serpent, and the serpent cast out of his mouth water as a flood after the woman, that he might cause her to be carried away of the flood. And the earth helped the woman, and the earth opened her mouth and swallowed up the flood, which the serpent cast out of his mouth. And the serpent was wroth with the woman, and went to make war with the remnant of her seed, which keep the commandments of Elohim and have the testimony of Yahushua HaMashiach. Now I'm going to ask y'all a question. In the last days, what will be going on? That will that will cause you to be mourning. What will be occurring that will cause you to be mourning, just like when people were mourning? Yeah, that's why I read that. Because see, the same thing that happened to Purim has to happen at the end as well. That your weeping has to endure for a night before joy come in the morning. So if we look at it and fast forward it to the end. Now I'm trying to work two things in. I'm setting this one thing up before we go back to this word now that we just mentioned. Who can pinpoint me some scripts that we can look at? Because I'm really setting something up for Friday and Saturday. You know what I'm saying? And then we're going to move on away from what we're talking about. Who can pinpoint any scripts that point to you'll be weeping at the end? That you'll be very sad. Meaning right before Hamashiach's return. What will be going on in the earth before his return?
I don't know why the first thing that came to my head was God.
Well, who?
I think the first thing that came to my head, it might not lie, but how when Joseph and his brothers that was crying and stuff before Joseph revealed who he was to them.
I can give you that one, but they were crying because they thought they were going to be punished. They thought they were going to be punished. Hey, little Mike. What's up? Let's look at something, right? Anger was in my head and it just went away. Daniel chapter 7. What's up, little Mike? You 5 years old? You a big boy. You a full grown child now, ain't you, Mike?
That's Mike.
Oh, it's still season.
You ready to play linebacker? I bet you is.
That's my phone.
Daniel 7:20.
No, don't clap really hard.
And of the 10 horns that were in his head, and of the other which came up before whom 3 fell, even of that horn that had eyes and a mouth that spake very great things, whose look was more stout than his fellows. Why are you talking? Why are you talking? Ariel, quiet. Now you done lied before y'all. You too, Leah, because you was entertaining them. Till I caught you, and then you stopped. Don't let nobody get your soul sunk to hell now, children. You say, I beheld the same horn made war with let's see what we have right there for that word there. Let's see if Kassid is there as well. It might be a little different because Daniel Aramaic. Yeah, it's got Kadesh over here for this one. It's definitely got an Aramaic word for this one. And of the given to the saints of the Most High, and the time came that the saints possessed the kingdom. Thus he said, the fourth beast shall be the fourth kingdom upon the earth, which shall be diverse from the kingdoms, and shall devour the whole earth, and tread it down and break it into pieces. And the 10 horns out of this kingdom are 10 kings that shall arise, and another shall arise after them. He shall be diverse from the first, and he shall subdue 3 kings. And he shall speak great words against the Most High, and shall wear out the saints of the Most High, and think to change times and laws, and they shall be given into his hand until the time of times and the dividing of time. Now I'm going to ask y'all a question. We went over this once before. When he said that he think to change times and laws, what is that talking about? Try to refresh your memory and stir your minds up. It says that this man will rise up to think to change times and laws. So what do you think this means that he's trying to change? I can tell you that the common theory amongst most brews is the changing of the Sabbath. But you notice that it said that he would do this during a time and a dividing of time, which means that this has not occurred yet. This has to be, exactly, it has to be something that's going to happen at the end. It's not something that has occurred yet. Like I say, most brews will tell you that's them changing the Sabbath. They changed the Sabbath. Dudes have enough audacity. Now the word time in this verse is an Aramaic word zaman, and it means a set time, a time or season. He'll try to change the feast. But if you remember from Daniel 11, what does it say the beast will do when it says he'll sit down and have intelligence with the people? That not understand, it actually literally says that in Daniel 8. But the word for intelligence in Aramaic in that verse meant to teach. So you got to remember that the one thing Satan is going to do is he's going to teach people his doctrine. You know what I'm saying? He's going to teach. So when he think to change times and laws, he's going to think to change the word. What is Satan going to imitate at the end? What is he going to imitate? He's going to imitate that death and that resurrection. What did Yahushua do after he resurrected from the dead? But not only that, he taught his apostles. He sat down and he taught them. It says that the adversary, once this man here, the beast raised from the dead, guess what he going to get up and do? He going to see. See, Haman didn't catch that. See, Haman got hung. Him and all the children got hung. They didn't get a chance. See, when we were looking at that movie last week, that's why we kept telling you, and that's in Allah, that's why I tell you, kill the children. As brutal as the slave master war, that's why they killed your children. You can't do, I can't kill your daddy and then let you stay alive after you watch me do that. You'll spend the rest of your life plotting to kill me. You know what I'm saying? At least that's the thinking. If you don't sit around and think about plotting and killing, then you're a coward. How many of you could see your mom and daddy get killed and you wouldn't be plotting to rip the throat out of the people who did it? You know what I'm saying? That's why the white folks be shooting you in the street like that. They be so nervous because they figure one day you're going to snap. You've been watching me kill your people for 400 years. Eventually you're going to get tired of it. We're the only race of people that ain't got tired of it. Because the rest of these people probably been unsnapped by now. So that's we either cowardly or y'all holding us back from snapping on these people. What? You might need to go get into bed. You want to go get into bed? And you need to sit there and be quiet. So let's think about the next thing I'm going to look at. Right, where we at right here? Verse 26. That's not the word up verse I wanted though. What's verse 21? We read that, right? That same horn made war with the Kadeshim and prevailed over them. If you getting prevailed over and you being defeated, don't you think that would make you very sorrowful? Huh? I would think that would make you very sorrowful, wouldn't you? You don't think you'll be weeping? Now we're gonna revisit that a little later. But I just want to touch the fact that they went from mourning to joy because Yahushua rose from the dead. They went from mourning to joy because they thought they were going to be killed and they were delivered. So the next thing that they went about doing is they said they gave gifts to the poor. So that word for gift is matanah. We have this first character, mean. So what would we use for mean? What would we use? Who knows what the mean means? It means water, blood, chaos, right? Life. So what would we use for this? I would say we would use life, would we not?
Yeah. What's
the next character we have? We have the tile. What character? What would we use for the meaning of this? You have covenant. You have mark. What else do you have? Sign. Join and seal. So I guess we would definitely look at the water the water of the covenant that sealed, would you not? The next thing we have is the noon. So what is that? Life. So now we have we can look at it like the covenant of life that is sealed by the water or sealed by the Spirit. And with the hay, what do you have? Reveal or behold. Yeah. Now you can bear witness. So if he's giving gifts to the poor, then this means that this is a covenant of life which is sealed that you can see. Now how does that make sense for everybody if it's something that you can see? So that means the gift of Elohim can be beheld. Wouldn't we say if we said that? You could be able to tangibly see it. Let's go to Psalm 68. Psalm 68 and 15. We'll make it verse 11. Psalm 68 and 11. Matter of fact, I'll make it 9. Psalm 68 and 9. Psalm 68 and 9. So the reason why we're going to try to pay attention to the fact that these gifts can be beheld is because individual can tell you that they have a gift of Elohim, but wouldn't it be manifest if they had it? The book of Proverbs tell you, every man proclaims his goodness, but a faithful man who can find. The book also tells you to not boast in yourself, but to do what? Let another man do it. It says, thou Elohim did send a plentiful rain, whereby thou did confirm thy inheritance when it was weary. What do you think that means? He sent a plentiful rain to confirm his inheritance while they were weary. A plentiful rain to confirm his inheritance while they were weary. What does that mean for us? Quiet. You're lying before God. What does that mean? No, he said, now the word, I want y'all to know the word weary, the word is la'ah. What characters will we have for la'ah? It's 3 of them. Lamad is one of them. That's very easy. And what would be the next one? La'ah. It is spelled L-A apostrophe A-H. Yeah, but you're missing one because it's 3. If you got the Lamad and the Hay is at the end, what's in the middle?
The olive.
The olive. So if you got the Lamad, the olive, and the Hay, what is that message telling us? Because he said that he gave plentiful rain to confirm his inheritance while you were weary. Now again, remember the word weary means to be grieved, to be impatient, to be exhausted, to be tired of something. So if Lamad, what is the Lamad telling us that character is telling us what's happening? You're being taught. What does the olive tell us? The head or the strength. That's the head or your strength is what's teaching you. So what is the Hay telling you? So the teaching is revealing your strength. Because you tired. So if you tired, what you tired of? Well, let's pause for a moment and let's go to Matthew chapter 11. Yes, Lizzie. What do you want, Lizzie? Matthew chapter 11 verse 25. Come here, Lizzie. Lizzie. What is that? Oh, I'm glad you found that. That would have been very hurtful for you. Thank you, Lizzie. 11 and 25. At that time Yahushua answered and said, I thank thee, O Abba, master of Shamahim and Arats, because thou hast hid these things from the wise and prudent, and hast revealed them unto babes. Even so, Abba, for it seemed good in thy sight. All things are delivered unto me of my Abba, and no man know the Son but Abba, neither know any man Abba save the Son, and to whomsoever the Son will reveal him. Come unto me, all ye that labor and are heavy laden, and I will give you rest. Take my yoke upon you and learn of me, for I am meek and lowly in heart, and you shall find rest unto your souls. For my yoke is easy and my burden is light. Does this not sound like somebody who might be a little weary? He told you to do what? Come on, and he told you to do what? Learn of him, right? So do you not see in the midst of what he talking about how he actually mentioned the 3 characters for La'ah right from verse 25 on down. Would you agree? What was the first verse when he mentioned that all things would be revealed unto babes, right? So that means that revealing, he said he revealed to him who? The Son. The Father will reveal the Son. Which means he told you what after that? To come unto him so you could be taught of him. Once you be taught of him, then guess what it said? And go back to Psalm 68. Guess what it said he would do? He'd send a plentiful rain that would confirm his inheritance. What is that plentiful rain that he sent to confirm his inheritance? Yes, it is. So how was that Ruach confirming his inheritance? Now the word for whereby thou confirm is kun. It is to be stable, to be established, to be fixed. So what characters will we have for kun? Just two. Huh?
I don't know what the word was.
The word is confirm. It's not a word, it's actually a sentence. The word is kun that we're using. K-U-W-N.
I'm saying the that's why I said the in it. If that's the established, it's confident.
Yeah, it's for a sentence. It's whereby thou did confirm. It's not a singular word.
I'm saying the in it somewhere.
Well, you look at it, sir. Right,
I
right.
ain't seen it.
No, I'm just showing you. Ain't got two characters.
What you got? What's the cat?
Oh shoot, I can sit there and look at him and see Koof, and Noon.
Oh,
Coon. Koof and Noon. Koof and Noon. So what Koof mean? We all know what Noon mean. I ain't gotta ask you that.
Sun on the horizon.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, you got the sun on the horizon, but we're gonna give them all of them. But you also got the back of the head, final, least, condensed, behind, circle, time, light, and sun at the horizon. So if this is what's confirming his inheritance, what word will we use for Koof?
Probably light.
Exactly. So it's the light of the seed. And who remembers what the word for light is? You remember what it is? For light. The word for light. I ain't mad at you going to the car. Deidre, you remember what the word for light is? For time's sake, we gotta go. It's Maor.
No.
Maor is the long version, and Or is the base version of which Maor come from. Because we know if we put that M on there, what are we interjecting in? We interjecting that Ruach in then. And that's one of the things too what we want to look at about the root words and like say for Tom and Tamaim. And we see Tom is the blood of the covenant, but then when we put the Ma'im at the back of it, then we know what we just interjected Yahushua and his Ruach into that. And then that's how we'll sit back and look. Because there's a lot of Hebrew words that's like that you have shortened and long versions. And one version is telling you one thing and another version is interjecting another aspect into it. So when we look at that light, we know that light was there also about the sacrifice of Yahushua giving life when we went over that. So when he's telling you that he's confirming this inheritance, the light of his seed, what is bringing life? What's going to cause you to be a child of the light? 1 John 1 and 5.
Come here, Mom. If I take them off, you have to keep them in, okay?
Oh, I forgot. I don't have that in my book. 1 John 1 and 5. It said, this is the message which we have heard of him and declare unto you that Elohim is light and in him is no darkness at all. If we say we have fellowship with him and walk in darkness, we lie and do not the truth. But if we walk in the light as he is in the light, we have fellowship one with another, and the blood of Yahushua HaMashiach, his son, cleanse us from all sin. So if you walk in the sacrifice like Yahushua walked in the sacrifice, your sins can be purged. Which takes us back to you remembering his Kadeshness. If you can remember his sacrifice, then you have put behind you the things that cause you not to be sanctified. Come on back to Psalm 68 though. I gotta crank it up a notch. So when we look at thou Elohim did send a plentiful rain whereby thou did confirm thy inheritance when it was weary, he sat back and he gave a plentiful spirit to be able to teach us on what we needed to do, and this teaching would allow us to be confirmed in his eyesight. That now we can be the light of his seed. Or like what Paul wrote in 1 Thessalonians, you are what? The sons of light, not the sons of darkness or the sons of the night. Because he said those at night do what? They riot and drink in the night. Verse 11. Yahuwah gave the word, great was the company of those that published it. Maliks of armies did flee his pace, and she that tarried at home divided the spoil. Though you have lean among the pots, ye shall be as the wings of a dove covered with silver, and her feathers with yellow gold. When the Almighty scattered Maliks in it, while it was white as snow in Salmon. The hill of Elohim is as the hill of Bashan, an high hill as the hill of Bashan. Why leap ye high hills? This is the hill which Elohim desire to dwell. Dwell in, yea, Yahuwah will dwell in it forever. The chariots of Elohim are 20,000, even thousands of Malakim. Yahuwah is among them as in Sinai in the Kadesh place. Thou hast ascended on high, thou hast led captivity captive. Thou hast received gifts for men, yea, for the rebellious also, that Yahuwah Elohim might dwell among them. Baruch be Yahuwah who daily load us with benefits, even the Elohim of our salvation. Selah. He that is our Elohim is the Elohim of salvation, and unto Elohim Yahuwah belong the issues from death. Now I'm going to ask y'all a question. What does he mean when he say he took captivity captive? No, ain't that he became sin. He say he took captivity captive. What does he mean? We're going to look at the other place where it's mentioned. Go to Judges 5 and 10. Now, we're going to talk about that word from this one here. This one here a little long for me. The words for issues from death. It's about 6 characters in that one. Judges 5 and 10. Judges 5 and 10. He says, speak ye that ride on white asses, ye that sit in judgment and walk by the way. They are they that are delivered from the noise of archers in the place of the drawing water. There shall they rehearse the righteous acts of Yahuwah, even the righteous acts toward the inhabitants of his villages in Yasharal. Then shall the people of Yahuwah go down to the gates. Awake, awake, Deborah. Awake and utter a song. Arise, Barak, and lead thy captivity captive, thou son of Abinoam. So again, what does he mean when he say to lead captivity captive?
The ones that been waiting on him when he come out the store.
Hey, it don't take no conversation to eat. Anybody in that kitchen can tell me what he mean when he say he gonna take he took captivity captive. What is the captivity? Death is the captivity. It's not sin. Death is. So what does he mean when he say thou hast took captivity captive? He said thou hast ascended on high and took captivity captive.
Oh, him dying, so we don't have to dig out again.
Let's look at it. Let's look at him ascending on high.
Would it be tied into that Hebrews 2 you be going? He took the power from the devil?
Yeah, that's how. And we feel look at it. Isaiah 14 and 10. Yeah, that's what it is. You got to look at it. He said he took captivity captive. So what's another word for captivity? So what had you in bondage? That's what that Hebrew coming. That's what you were in bondage to. Death. He took that captive. How did he take it captive? Hold that plate up right before you spill it. Hold it with 2 hands. Isaiah 14 and 12 actually. He said, how art thou fallen from Shamahim, O Lucifer, son of the morning? How art thou cut down to the ground, which did weaken the nations? For thou hast said in thy heart, I will ascend into Shamahim. I will exalt my throne above the stars of Elohim. I will also sit upon the mount of the congregation in the sides of the north. And I will ascend above the heights of the clouds, and I will be like the Most High. Who else ascended above the heights of the cloud? Elijah ascended above the heights of the cloud. So he said, thou hast ascended on high. In the book of Acts, did not Yahushua ascend on high? Did he not say in John 6 and 62, what and if you see me ascend back to where I was before? So what did he do to take captivity captive? It take us back to what we read in Psalms 30. You delivered my soul from the grave, and you've given me life. Let's look at 2 Corinthians 5 and 17. Second Corinthians 5 and 17. Therefore, if any man be in Mashiach, he is a new creature. Old things are passed away. Behold, all things are become new. And all things are of Elohim, who have reconciled us to himself by Yahushua HaMashiach, and have given to us the ministry of reconciliation. To wit, that Elohim was in Mashiach reconciling the world unto himself, not imputing their trespasses unto them, having committed unto us the word of reconciliation.
Sorry, y'all not getting nothing to drink until the vegetables gone. Forget that. You better eat it all.
Now then, we are ambassadors for Mashiach. Hey, I don't need conversation. So you either eat or go. There's no conversation in this room. None. From any of you. No conversations. Now then, we are ambassadors for Mashiach, as though Elohim did beseech you by us. We pray you in Mashiach's stead, be ye reconciled to Elohim. For he hath made him to be sin for us who knew no sin, that we might be made the righteousness of Elohim in him. Now let's go to John 8 and 30. And as he spake these words, many believed on him. Then said Yahushua to those Yahudim which believed on him, if you continue in my word, then you are my disciples indeed, and you shall know the truth, and the truth shall make you free. What is the truth here? What is the truth here? No, it's not the word. You got to be specific. We done went over this before. Y'all know what the truth is. Faith, amat. That's what it is. Remember how he said he sanctified himself through faith. Every righteous, doesn't Hebrews 11 talk about all those men who were sanctified because of their faith and the good report they had behind it? So keep that in mind, because it said thou hast ascended on high and took captivity captive. Did we not just read in Isaiah 14 that he said he would ascend above the heights of the clouds and be like the Most High? He had to believe that Yah was going to do that for him. That takes us into remembrance what we read in Psalms 30 about deliver my soul from the grave, and that his kasid should occur his kadeshness. So that means those who are supported by Elohim for doing the work so they can enter into the house remembers that sacrifice. See, a lot of people don't get that support, and then that leads us to the gift. Because see, if you're not a kasid, that means you're not doing the work so Elohim can support you. So if you're not doing that, then you're not going to remember the sacrifice because you haven't put these sins behind you. Therefore, you can't behold the covenant of life that is sealed in you. That's why nobody can see Elohim in you. See, that's the whole key point of the matter. Because at the end of the day, the Most High told them in the wilderness what he told them. Man don't do what? But every word that come out the mouth of Elohim do man live. Job made a statement that he esteemed this man's word more than what? His necessary food. The prophet Jeremiah made a statement that what? That the word was a reproach to the people because they didn't have what? They didn't have a joy for it, a delight in it. See, in order to be people to be able to behold the covenant of life that's sealed in you, you need to have these certain things occur. So you actually have to be doing the work. What is the work of Elohim? To believe on him whom he has sent, right? If you believe on him whom he has sent, then you would do what? You would die with him. We just talked about this. The man say that he endured the stake because of the joy set before him. So do you actually have a joy for the promise that is set before you that you would endure that work? Because it said that Issachar was a strong ass catching down between two what? Two pieces of work. See, we don't look at it like that. We don't look at it like that. You know why we don't look at it like that? I'm gonna tell you what a majority, and even probably some people in this room, majority of people like. Majority of people like Martha. You know what Martha was like? I'm talking about that. There's a statement that Martha made that Yahushua had to straighten her. See, Martha was serving the people, and she told Yahushua to tell Mary to get up and work. And you know what Yahushua told Mary? Let's look at what Yahushua told Mary. Let me find out.
Finish your food, Mark.
Come over here to the book of Luke. Come over here to the book of Luke. Luke chapter 10, about verse 37. Make it verse 38. Luke chapter 10 and verse 38. This how it's some of y'all like this here, and it's some people. It's a lot of people in the world like this here. See, now it came to pass as they went, he entered into a certain village, and a certain woman named Martha received him into her house. And she had a sister called Mary, which also sat at Yahushua's feet and heard his word. But Martha was cumbered about much serving, and came to him and said, Master, dost thou not care that my sister have left me to serve alone? Bid therefore that she help me. And Yahushua answered and said unto her, Martha, Martha, thou art careful and troubled about many things. But one thing is needful. Mary have chosen that good part which shall not be taken away from her. Now, what's the difference between Martha and Mary in this conversation? One of them worried about the wrong thing. That's the point that Yahushua was making. Martha was worried about the wrong thing. The wrong thing. And that would get a lot of people in trouble. You worried about the wrong thing. You know what I'm talking about? Because he said Mary had chosen that good part, and that wouldn't be taken away. Because all you were worried about is you wanted somebody to help you serve, versus the fact that this man was sitting in here dropping word in your house. Now y'all know what Martha and Mary this is, don't you? Huh? Ain't Mary Magdalene. Mary Magdalene is given way too much story time, because all Mary Magdalene is known for is getting 7 devils cast up out of her. They said this was her sister. Remember now, this is her sister Mary. Martha and Mary. Y'all don't know who Martha and Mary is?
I mean, Mary, that's Lazarus' sister.
Mary is Martha's sister. What you just said?
I said, isn't Martha and Lazarus?
That's Lazarus' people.
Oh, okay, yeah.
This Lazarus' sisters. Remember, Martha was the one who ran the Mashiach, who he told her, did I not tell you, you would see the wonderful works of Elohim today if you just believe?
Yeah.
Now you can see why he told her that when you go back and look. Now, Martha had faith, but guess what? Martha was worried about the wrong things. You know who Mary is, don't you? You know why Mary is important, right?
Watch out.
Mary is the one that washed his feet with her tears and dried his feet with her hair.
Did he say a memorial should be made?
That's a different woman. That's a different woman. You know what I'm saying? That's the woman that anointed him before his death.
Oh,
with the oil. But Mary is Luke chapter 7. She washed his feet with her tears. You know she had to have a lot of hair on her head to dry man's feet with her hair. Where we is at, man? Where are we at? Let me finish. Come back to John chapter 8. We talking about taking captivity captive. We know ain't too many black women gonna do that in these days and time, talking about why dry nobody feet with their hair. Cause you gonna be too worried about your hair. Say they answered him, we be Abraham's seed, and were never in bondage to any man. How say thou ye shall be made free? Yahushua answered them, truly, truly I say unto you, whosoever commits sin is the servant of sin. And the servant abide not in the house forever, but the Son abide forever. If the Son therefore shall make you free, you shall be free indeed. Anybody know what the name Barak means? Barak. It's like lightning. It's lightning. Or light, yeah. Barak.
Oh, that's what they were saying on Bumble.
Yeah, because his name means lightning. So Deborah told the light to do what? Take captivity captive, right? Yahushua is the light, and he ascended on high to take captivity captive. So when we look at that, he took captivity captive. He took death captive. And now death has been captured. It's the same token that Haman is the example of that in the book of Esther. He was taken captive. Now let's look at the next thing, right? When he said that thou hast received gifts from men, even for the rebellious also, what does he mean? Hey, now you talking, you can go. Go. Who want to go with him? Who want to go with him? This your chance to leave. Go. If you're not finished eating, you stay. If you're not finished eating, you stay. Are you finished eating? Do you want to go? Then go. Go. That was it. Ain't hard keeping them quiet. This when you want to keep them quiet, ask them do they want not to talk, then throw y'all in it, and then you let them know every time they talk they lying to God. But am I wrong though?
Not time for bed.
Not time for bed. That's what you're supposed to do to him. Then guess what you teaching them early? Have respect for that man, and sit their butt down and be quiet.
I get it.
But mainly, that's a backdoor way to teach them how to respect that man. Front door? Well, it's back door because they didn't see that coming. They weren't ready for that when I threw that statement. I'm talking about the children. So when he tell you that if you commit sin, you deserve the sin, wouldn't you be captive? So he has to set you free from your captivity. So when he says that he came to get gifts for men and even for the rebellious also, what does he mean? Anybody got any idea what he means? Well, let's look at Romans chapter 5 because look, nobody want to participate. Just want to chew. Romans 5 and 6. I'm going to hit a few gifts and then I'm going to slide on out the way. 5 and 6. For when we were yet without strength in due time, Mashiach died for the ungodly. For scarcely a righteous man would one die, yet peradventure for a good man would some even dare to die. But Elohim commended his love towards us, that while we were yet sinners, Mashiach died for us. Much more than being now justified by his blood, we shall be saved from wrath through him. So who is this rebellious that he speaks of? Say what? Everybody. Sinners. He said he took captivity captive even for and gave gifts unto the men, even for the rebellious also. So didn't he just say that while you were yet sinners, this man died for you? Because if you rebellious, what would you be?
Oh, sins of witchcraft.
You'd be a sinner. You know what I'm saying? That too, but you'd be a sinner. So what are these, when he say he received gifts from men, what are these gifts that he received? Wisdom and knowledge is two of them. If he say he received gifts from men, what is it that he received? I'm talking about this for y'all. I already know the answers to this stuff. I don't need this information.
Prophecy.
That's one of them.
Legs going down.
To what's it? To have
Gifts of healing.
Faith is one of them. Gifts of healing is another.
Speaking in tongues.
Speaking in tongues is another.
Wisdom.
He already mentioned wisdom.
Prophesying.
Knowledge.
He already mentioned knowledge. She already mentioned prophesying.
Which one is?
See, the reason why I asked y'all this question, hey, matter of fact, I need everybody to come forward so I can ask everybody this question, because I'm not asking it twice.
Discerning spirit.
Discerning spirits is one of. I'm being dead serious right now. I need to see everybody's face. I'm being deathly serious. Because I'm finna ask them the same thing I asked y'all. I'm just gonna ask y'all again.
Okay.
We ain't gonna answer. Right?
No, I'm dead serious. This is a dead serious conversation. I need everybody to come forward so I can see your face. Now we could have swinged to this 1 Corinthians chapter 12, and I'm gonna read this thing about him giving gifts to men, and then I'm gonna ask everybody this question. Come on back to 1 Corinthians chapter 12. Yeah, I'm not being funny right now. I'm not trying to be facetious or an a-hole or nothing. I'm dead serious right now. 1 Corinthians 12 and 5. It says there are differences of administrations, but the same master, and the diversities of operations, but is the same Elohim which work all in all. But the manifestation of the Ruach is given to every man to profit withal. For one is given by the Ruach the word of wisdom, to another the word of knowledge by the same Ruach, to another faith by the same Ruach, to another gifts of healing by the same Ruach, to another the working of miracles, to another prophecy, to another discerning of Ruachs, to another diverse kinds of tongues, to another interpretation of tongues. But all these work that one self same Ruach, dividing to every man severally as he will. Drop down to verse 28. And Elohim have set some in the synagogue, first apostles, secondarily prophets, thirdly teachers, After that, miracles, then the gifts of healings, helps, governments, diversity of tongues. Are all apostles, or all prophets, or all teachers, or all workers of miracles? Have all the gifts of healing? Do all speak with tongues? Do all interpret? But covets earnestly the best gifts, and yet show I unto you a more excellent way. Is everyone in the room?
No.
Who is not present?
In the room, like over here.
Yes, in this area.
The gloves, y'all got.
And I need everyone to come this way, because I'm not trying to yell, and I'm not asking it twice.
The guards.
You know what I'm saying? I'm being dead serious right now.
Well, you might be less.
Indeed, that's y'all. I was like this here. It don't make no difference to me. So, because one thing for certain and two things for sure, it's your soul. You can do what you want to with it. Now, this man stated about desiring gifts. What spiritual gift do you desire? And have you ever even thought about it?
Faith.
Boom. But if you ain't thought about it, don't sit here and lie and say you have. If you ain't thought about it, you ain't thought about it. Have you ever thought about a spiritual gift? And if so, which one would you want?
Faith and understanding.
Understanding is not a gift. You know what I'm saying? That's why we ran them all down. Go ahead, sir. Prophesying. Who that is? That done right now?
Wisdom and knowledge.
I already know your answer, but you can tell me anyway. Go ahead, D.
Oh, discerning of spirits.
Where Darius at? See, I can't see y'all, so therefore I won't ask you the question. Healing?
Yeah.
Where everybody else at?
Johnny right here.
I already got it. I already know the answer to your question, but you can tell us anyway.
Alicia has
Monty right here.
Monty right there.
Healing in the mirror.
Spiritual gift. I just say he said covet the. See, the reason why I mentioned this here, you supposed to be desiring these gifts. He said that he got gifts for the poor. See, this is what we hear. This is what they did on Purim. He gave gifts to the poor on that day. That means that's gifts for those. Kira said tongue and prophecy. He said those gifts were people who need to be delivered. You know what I'm saying? Didn't he just say you need to covet the best spiritual gifts? So if niggas even walk around here, because covet just means to desire. You know what I'm saying? So have you even thought about? Because see, if you're not thinking about this type of stuff, then you ain't even really thinking about getting this man's spirit at all. And my question be, why are you here? Because you could have stayed home for that. You know what I'm saying? Like this time, when I say time getting short, your life got shorter just by you sitting right here. You know what I'm saying? You're not getting any younger. You're getting older. That means every day you're closer to your death. One day you can be here, and I know one of you niggas farted.
That's how to call a nigga out.
No, I mean how y'all were looking at each other like nobody wanted to take knowledge that somebody broke wind.
That was a parent.
Y'all looking like you ain't want to take credit for it. If you broke wind, you broke wind. You know what I'm saying? Just take your uncleanness that way. But
Go sit your butt down, Flesh.
the reason why I'm glad to see, because this is serious. Because the word forgiveness for you to behold the life of the covenant that is sealed in you. So if you wanted to be able to, how anybody gonna even be able to behold that the covenant of Elohim is in you? You know what I'm saying? See, the point of the matter is what do you do this for? What is your purpose? Because if you don't serve no purpose, you need to just put the book down and live how you want to live and do what you want to do, because you're wasting your time. You know what I'm saying? This man took captivity captive for the purpose of getting gifts for men. That means, you're not reading, so I'm going to tell you that. Luke chapter 12, what he told you, right? He said it's your Father's good pleasure to give you what?
The kingdom.
The kingdom. He said if you haven't been faithful with another man's riches, who going to trust you with the true riches? So if you're not even faithful right now, why you think this man gonna get? Why would this man give you something that you don't even think about getting? Which takes me back to why we read about Mary and Martha. You worry about the wrong things. You know what I'm saying? You worry about the wrong things. It's cool. Everything in life is cool, but at the end of the day, if you go to hell, you're an idiot. You know what I'm saying? That goes for me, included. That goes for anybody who deals with the word. Anything in life you want to do, it's cool. But if you worried about the wrong things and not choosing the best part like Mary did, then you're not going to be able to, you're going to continue to be weary. That revealing of the teaching of strength, you're never going to get it. Because remember what he said? He said he confirmed that inheritance for those that were weary. And he told them that were weary to do what? Come unto him and do what? Learn of him. And what you seen Mary doing. Because they went, what did they say about Mary when she was around there crying on his feet? They said if they knew what manner of woman she was, they would have known she was what? A sinner. But she was weary. So you know what she did? This is the revealing of the teaching of strength. I'm finna go holler at that because I need that. Because I'm a little tired right now. I'm a little exhausted. See, we don't think about that type of stuff. You know what I'm saying? Because you worried about, I want to do this today. I want to do this tomorrow. I want to go here and I want to go there. But what if you die and you don't go? Or what if you accomplish everything you want to do in this life, but you don't accomplish receiving this man's spirit? Then what? Then what? So you're going to stand before him on that last day before that throne? You know, Lord, I was able to do this and do that, but you ain't get your name in my reservation book, though. So then what you got to sit back and think about, because the reason why I'm talking about this here, right? We read that Daniel 7 so you to know one day these crackers and these Arabs and these Hamites are going to come kill you. The same way that Haman and them Medes and Persians wanted to kill you because you live different from them. And you know why them people got delivered? Because they wasn't worried about the wrong thing. They was only worried about Yahuwah. That's what they were worried about. See, when things is good, do you go see Yahuwah? When things get bad, do you go see Yahuwah? Do you see this man every single solitary day of your life? Or you just worried about the next thing you want to do for yourself? That's why we've been having these conversations about where's your will at? It's 4 from 0 to 100 about you turning yourself over completely to this man. You know what I'm saying? Ain't no getting no spirit you don't turn this man yourself completely over to this man. That's impossible. Because he said he took captivity captive. Which means you got to bring your members into what? 2 Corinthians 10 and 4, man. I can only give you the information. I can't make you believe it, and I can't make you do nothing with it. My intention is to implore you to save your soul and change your life. But I can't make you do it. Because if that was the case, y'all would make all of us do it, wouldn't you think? 10 and 3. Because it's real out here, right? Your flesh warned against you every single solitary day you alive, and you around here not even fighting. Because you work, because you want to appease it. You know what I'm saying? We do stupid stuff every day. And you know, the hallmark of doing stupid stuff is, when you're doing stupid stuff, you don't want nobody to know you're doing stupid stuff, so you keep it to yourself. You know what I'm saying? Or you inform other people you're doing stupid stuff, who you might feel like will go along with the stupid stuff. You know what I'm saying? Your objective is to get these gifts. How many of y'all, if somebody was stood up and said they had gifts for you, you would turn away and run away from them? You'll go get that gift from them. But Yahuwah sitting here right here. I got gifts for you right here. My son's sitting right here. He got a whole bunch of gifts for you. You run from them. Every single time. I'm talking about every single time. Ain't none of you niggas running for nobody if they want to give you a gift for $100. You ain't running for no gifts or no clothes or no shoes. Somebody call you and say, baby, I got a gift for you. I'm on my way. Yahushua told you he got gifts for you. You be like, I'll get with you later. Now, how dumb is that? You know what I'm saying? That nigga chasing after gifts that perish versus gifts that never perish. Because we always put this man on the back burner. You know what I'm saying? Let me get this done first. I need to do this first. And then I'll worry about this. And then I'll worry about that. But after a while, you ain't going to have to worry about it. You know what I'm saying? You strong. You took it strong. He said, for though we walk in the flesh, we do not war after the flesh, for the weapons of our warfare are not carnal, but mighty through Elohim to the pulling down of strongholds, casting down imaginations into every high thing that exalts itself against the knowledge of Elohim, and bringing into captivity every thought to the obedience of Mashiach. You know why we read this here? Because he took captivity captive, right? How did Yahushua take captivity captive? Because he became captive to death by dying. So if you died to sin, and this is how you can take every thought and make it captive. There you go. Muffin, you want a spiritual gift? And if so, which one you want? Have you ever thought about it? See, now that's just a pure outright shame. Just an outright shame. Do you know any spiritual gifts?
Not right now. I need to think of it. Stop it. So.
Little muffin.
Ask me again.
I will not. Maybe later, but not in this setting.
Yeah.
Yeah, later may never come. But seriously though. Now we looked at a couple of these gifts. So this is what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna save one of them that I talked to y'all about. I need somebody to give me an example of somebody that has the gift of government by the Spirit. I need Moses is an example. I need another one. Joseph is another one. I need somebody to give me an example of 2 miracles.
Elijah and Elisha.
Water and the blood. What about it? I need specific. I'm telling you something.
When he resurrected the man from the dead.
There you go. When I say I show stuff, and I've been telling you, we need to be very specific. No generalities. Cause see, generalities is cop outs that you're not digging deep enough to pull these answers out. You know what I'm saying? The reason why I ask you these questions, because then you can think upon them. And when you think upon them, you know what it might cause you to do? Might cause you to go read. Then it might cause you to go read. You might see something that might could be beneficial to you just from a question. It ain't no deeper than that.
It's on the table.
Now listen, let me ask you this here. I need an example of somebody speaking in tongues. Oh no. You already know, D. You already know what it is. You can cut Matthew off. I need from Genesis and Malachi. You can cut Matthew off.
I was gonna say Joseph when he had the interpreter.
Joseph did speak in tongues because Joseph spoke Mizraim and he spoke Hebrew. Huh?
How do you do that?
I mean, he clearly learned it once he got there.
Oh, I thought he knew that.
Oh no, he know it off the top.
One more.
Only the difference is because when you look at speaking in tongues in the Old Testament, it's not like what you're gonna see in the New. I can't recall the story.
The only reason I said I thought that because I know they had went down to Egypt, like when Abraham went down to Egypt. So I figured that he didn't go down there. He put the spirit on him to speak to them. He didn't understand what they were saying. That's the only reason I said that.
There's another.
His grandkids.
Yeah, there's another answer because I doubt seriously that maybe Abraham and Amalek were speaking the same language. Maybe they weren't.
Yeah.
Because there's a lot of people. There's an instance. There's the stories in my head right now. When the Brews wrote letters to a foreign army and they wrote it in the Hebrew language.
What about Daniel now when they was in Babylon?
Yeah, you can sit back in there because they were speaking Aramaic. See, the reason why this is because you got to put these things out. We're going to deal with discerning on Friday. We're not even talk about that. Now it said helps. See, people don't even realize what a work of the Spirit is. Help. Who could think of 2 instances of help? Help. It said one of the gifts of the Ruach was helps. Surely did.
Oh, I think about Jonathan and David.
The dude, I don't know if they got the name that helped
Jonathan and David.
State. I know that kind of play.
What'd you say now?
That dude helped Hamashiach carry the state.
No. Cut Matthew off.
Okay.
Verse 27. Verse 27. We need verse 27. Got to be from Genesis and Malachi and the verse 27 before we even talk about anything that come in the last 30 minutes. I'm going to give you the definition.
I was thinking about it.
The Greek word for help means to be a relief or a help or to aid. That's why Jonathan David is acceptable. Remember I told you that a succorer, an aid, a help, and a relief. Now, of course, we will go through the text and pinpoint these things, but I'm trying to cause your mind to think because it's Wednesday. You know, we started a little later. We're a little longer than we need to be, but it's a feast day, so it don't matter. So, who can give me 2 instances of help? He gave me David. Can you give me one? Can you give me one?
Moses when he helped the people.
How did he help him?
He helped them by getting them to know who Yahuwah and who's delivering them out of the
That's not, no, that he didn't help them do that. Y'all did that.
I mean, help them know who Yahuwah is.
He didn't help them do nothing because he said an aid. So there's someone who assisting you. Moses was doing the work.
Nah.
That was doing the work.
Deborah and Rock. He was scared to go out there.
You can look at that. Deborah was an aid and a helping relief. You can think of anybody who helped somebody.
What about Rahab, the harlot?
There you go. You can think of somebody who helped somebody because she was an aid and a help.
I was going to say Jonathan with David.
Yeah, that's been used. You're going to have to pick a new one.
Yeah, that's all.
You're gonna pick a new one. Come on, you, Jughead Jones.
I'm just gonna pass because you're not gonna disrespect me like
You disrespected yourself. And your head wrap agreed. But there's no passing. Ain't no blunts in here. No basketball.
no, I got one, but it's New Testament.
Oh yeah, no. I need
I
this.
know.
I
That's
need.
why you gotta come at me. I'm I'm thinking still. Bless you.
Come on, Deidre. You can think of something. You got something for me?
I don't know if it qualifies, but I was more so thinking about Moses' father-in-law.
That is a aid and a help. He did
And I
assist.
was also thinking about, I forgot what's her name, but she killed the guy in the tent.
Oh yeah. The lady put the nail in the head. That is an assist. Yes, sir. Rachel as well. Rachel did assist. Kira dropped Rachel. She definitely assisted.
Yeah, she did.
That was Yael.
Yeah, Yael dropped that nail in the tent of their forehead.
Yeah.
I don't know, Leah Rachel when she covered them idols.
Yeah, that's what Kira just used. We're gonna have to pick a new one. Kira beat you to the.
I was thinking about Abraham's life.
Abraham and Lot is an assist because he definitely did assist his nephew.
And Jacob's mother helped Jacob when.
That she did assist. She was an aid and a help. See, and the key point is, how many of y'all even thought that help was even a gift of the Ruach? See, we don't even think about stuff like that, do we?
I see. You think about Mashiach, that's why I thought that help would be because he was a help aid and relief.
Indeed, and because that's why, like I said, we can pinpoint. Now we mentioned
What about when
who?
I don't remember the man's name. When he covered his father when he was drunk, no?
You talking about Noah? You talking about Shem and yeah, that's it was an aid because he was butt naked, covered him up. And I'm gonna give you an example spiritually. Now I'll help y'all out with the one you said right. Let's look at this right. He mentioned David and Jonathan. What did Jonathan do to help David? He did many things, but just give me one.
He put him on when the dead was trying to kill him.
You know what I'm talking about? Indeed. But that's understood. You know what I'm thinking about? Didn't it say he strengthened David?
And the sauce.
So then what did that Malachi do for Yahushua? He strengthened him. And then what does the book say? I can do all things through Mashiach who do what? So that's why you can see how that help can be a gift of the Ruach. You understand what I'm telling you? You mentioned who you mentioned?
Well, I had mentioned Rachel when she covered.
Okay, yeah. Okay, we sit back and look at you and Kira hit the same thing. Rachel covering up those idols. Now you could take that up, and that's Yahusha covering your sins, the same way that Nisha just mentioned Shem and Yepet covering up Noah, covering up his nakedness. That's Yahusha covering up your nakedness, and you can help cover up somebody else's nakedness, because James said, "Whoever convert the sinner from the error of his ways shall do what?" And there goes help. You know what I'm talking about? When you look at Rahab hiding the spies, how can we look at that spiritually? Will he hide you in his bosom? You know what I'm saying? But most importantly, being assistance to somebody who was in trouble. You know what I'm saying? Who could have been captured. So you assisting somebody. You can dwell here. I'll cover you. I'll hide you. Or how she mentioned the Jael being a help to those enemies by placing a nail in his forehead. You know what I'm talking about? See, we don't look at that. See, doesn't 2 Corinthians talk in chapter 8, thank you, sweetie, talks about people ministering to the poor. You know what I'm talking about? Because that's also a form of help. You know, David helped in the aspect of giving all the people a flagon of wine and a piece of good flesh. You know what I'm talking about? And it's a twofold thing with Elisha, with that pot. Anybody familiar with that story with Elisha and that pot? They had a pot of food and they were deaf in the pot. The men went to eat in the pot. They told him this is in 2 Kings chapter 4 verse 35 by the way. They went to eat out the pot. Not only did Elisha heal the pot, but he healed the people who were sick. But he was being a help by even having the food for them to put in the pot because they ain't had no food. You know what I'm talking about? So we don't even look at that. You can run across some people who in the word that have an overwhelming need to assist and be an aid and a help and a relief to people. Now I'll go to the New Testament and mention somebody like Lydia. Not Lydia, my bad, but Dorcas. You know what I'm talking about? Because it said she did for the poor. She was an aid. And when they talk about doing for the poor, it's not like how we think about it now, just looking out for homeless people downtown, which is nothing wrong with that. They were talking about helping the poor of those who were actually in the word. You know what I'm talking about? Like when they took collections for money and certain stuff, like Paul said, I got this money. That was the same thing they got mad with Peter with. They say, Peter, man, they ain't feeding the widow. Peter said, I ain't got no time to be watching no plates and no tables, nigga. You know what I'm saying? They were looking out for the poor that was amongst them who were in the word. It didn't mean that they shunned people who were outside of the word. You know what I'm talking about? And that's a gift of the Ruach. Because you got some people ain't gonna help nobody do nothing. That's why the book tell you, how can you sit back and say you have faith and your brother have need and you tell him be warm and filled, but you ain't gave him what was needful for the body. But you told him, Yah loves you. Be blessed, brother. This man's stomach touching his back. You know what I'm saying? He need new clothes and all you gave him was an encouraging word. You know what I'm saying? But then at the same token, niggas will give a nigga an encouraging, charge themselves giving a nigga what they need for the body and see a nigga living foul and won't say nothing to him. So what good does that help? But do you see how he went on how to give gifts for men? These gifts, or what do these gifts purpose serve? They serve the purpose that Elohim is exalted and that he's honored. You know what I'm talking about? You don't think, when you think about wisdom, what do y'all think about? Matter of fact, I'm finna get cut the tape and I'm just gonna have an informal conversation with you in a moment, huh?
I just think about we went over having skill in your business.
Matter of fact, hold on one second. You know, we can say hallelujah for Yahushua because I'm gonna pause